Good morning, guys. Christian Hanahara here today. It's early in the morning right now. I'm on day shift, and I just want to say real quick, I love my patrons and thank you for all your support. Thank you so much. It's early. I mean, it's really early. It's like 7 in the morning. But I figured let's do a video now. I've got the time. So thank you guys for watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise ranking. That was really fun. And I think you guys seem to enjoy the brief history of on home media. So we're going to do more of those. Basically, the episodes I'll do are the ones that I have multiple formats of. And I know a lot of you are probably expecting a Nightmare on Elm Street, but I want to save that. I want to build up to that. I don't want to just blow my load, as they say, right out in the beginning. Although, I will say that this episode is killer. This episode is going to be killer. Puppet Master. Few films, I'm looking at you now, few films have had the impact on me the way Puppet Master has. Puppet Master is a movie that I've got such a history with. I mean, I love Puppet Master. It's been with me from the beginning. Puppet Master is a movie that affected me from a young age, and I have been obsessed with the film. I love the film. I think it's the best horror film of 1989. I really do. I mean, I just love Puppet Master. Charlie Band created such iconic characters. It's the greatest. So we're going to go through a brief history of Puppet Master on home video. And of course, we're going to start with VHS tapes. But I have a special selection of VHS tapes that we're going to look at. And we're going to start right here. And I'm going to tell you the story about these. So, Puppet Master, this is, as you can see the bottom right here, it's got Paramount. I'll zoom in on that so you can see it. Paramount. Now, the interesting thing is that Paramount picked up the distribution, home video distribution for Full Moon. They worked in conjunction with each other. As you can see, full Paramount logo and a Full Moon logo. They worked in conjunction. And that is how Puppet Master became a hit, to be honest with you, because it was poured out throughout video stores. It was poured out in rental stores, you name it. Puppet Master got the home video distribution from Full Moon, and they had a relationship for a long time, which was good for the company. And the interesting thing about this is National Video. So there was a video store in town that started to go out of business, and somebody bought all the VHS tapes when I was going to buy them, and I was devastated. Years later, I would befriend the person that bought these on VHS tapes. His name is Kalen. Shout out to my buddy Kalen. He's on the channel. He did the last video he did with me was the Nothing But Trouble Blu-ray review. He bought these, and then years later, I told him the story about this, and he says, dude, these are for you. And he gave them to me. So I was united with my Puppet Master tapes that I missed all those years later. Again, this is Puppet Master 2. This one's in a black case. Now, there are people like, I know, like my friend Garrett, who think this is the best one, and it's a hard argument to dismiss, because Puppet Master 2 is probably the darkest of the bunch. There's some really dark stuff in here that I'm a really big fan of it. Again, this is Paramount Home Video in conjunction with Full Moon. That was pivotal, guys. I can't stress to you guys enough how pivotal it was that Paramount distributed the Puppet Master films, because if they didn't, we may not be having this video right now. These films might have not been successful. It was so important. I can't stress that. Coming up next is probably the fan favorite. I think the first one is the best one, but a lot of people say that Toulon's Revenge is the GOAT. And again, a hard argument, because this one is damn good, man. Toulon's Revenge is just money. My dog's entering the room. It's a prequel. And, okay, so the thing about Toulon's Revenge that is so amazing is it does everything wrong to basically just say, hey, this movie's going to be bad. It is a prequel, and it came out the same year as Part 2. Can you believe that? And guess what? It's phenomenal. Puppet Master 3 is phenomenal. Next, we have Puppet Master 4, When Bad Puppets Turn Good. Puppet Master 4 is a great flick. Again, Paramount Home Video. Now, these came out in 93. I think Charlie took a year off, and he was really focusing on the Subspecies films at this time and Demonic Toys. But he would come back with the Puppet Master films in a few years. Puppet Master 4, again, home video from Paramount Pictures. And the reason I tell you about Paramount Pictures is going to be important. It's going to be important in a minute. Puppet Master 5. Paramount Home Video. Now, Charlie would continue to get home video distribution rights for the Full Moon catalog in the early 90s. They would do subspecies films. They would do films like Demonic Toys. They would do films like Robot Wars. They would do films like Meridian, Doll Man. All those early Full Moon titles in the heyday would get home video distribution from Paramount. And that was so pivotal. I mean, it's really remarkable. I can't think of any other situation where Paramount said, hey, we like what you guys are doing. Keep your stuff in-house. Do your thing. Make these movies. And we will distribute the films for you. Just a match made in heaven. I think that is one huge component for Charlie's success, and it can't be overstated. I was looking for a beta tape because I know that the first one apparently got a beta tape release, but I couldn't find an image of it online, believe it or not. But here's a beautiful international release of Puppet Master 3. I believe this is Japan, and they did a number of them, 1 through 5 for sure. And amazing artwork as always. Japan always does great stuff. But here, I just wanted to show this as well. Some beautiful stuff. And of course, we've got Laserdisc. Now, I know this is why you're probably watching this video. If you know my channel, the classic Puppet Master on Laserdisc. Now, this thing is just beautiful. I mean, the art is so rich and colorful on here. This is no distressing on the imaging. It's just, you know, it's masterful. They did such a good job on this release. Now, the picture quality is damn good on this. Even though it's full screen, it's damn good. It looks really, really good. I guess they got really good super scan of a master tape or something, but luckily this looks and sounds good, and it comes with no strings attached, which is a behind the scenes of Puppet Master. Still in the video shrink wrap, Puppet Master 2. This one is in pristine condition. This one was the hardest one to get. It took me a while to track down Puppet Master 2, if you can believe that. And again, these got home video distribution from, actually, wow, that is interesting. There are no, I didn't realize this, besides the first one. Okay, so this is interesting, guys. Check this out. So besides the first one, it's got the Paramount logo down there. I never realized this until just now, so I'm going to have to assume that Paramount did not aid in the release of the Laserdisc format. There is no Paramount logo on the Laserdisc anywhere whatsoever. That is interesting. Let's continue. Same thing. There is no Paramount logo on Toulon's Revenge, the Laserdisc, which that artwork is just beautiful, man. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah. So maybe Paramount only produced the first Laserdisc for Puppet Master, and then Charlie had to do the rest. That's something I'd like to talk to him about if I ever got the chance to interview Charlie. Very interesting. Unfortunately, I do not have Puppet Master 5 on Laserdisc. Maybe soon. But here's Puppet Master 4. Same thing. Just Full Moon Entertainment. No Paramount logo. But these came out at the same time, so maybe these weren't as mass-produced as the VHS tapes. That's interesting. So now we're going to get into the interesting part of this video. Now we're going to get into Puppet Master on DVD. Now, Charlie did not behave himself during this time. Paramount was still in charge of the home distribution rights at this moment, and this is the early 2000s. There was not a new deal yet for Charlie to get distribution rights for his home video releases. He would begin to do them in-house, as we know now. But Charlie misbehaved. Now, what I'm about to show you is something very interesting. The Charles Band Puppet Master DVD collection. All Full Moon labeled. The whole kit and caboodle, right? Everything looks fine. You know, Puppet Master 2, you get the idea. And it goes up to Curse of the Puppet Master in this collection. Well, Charlie did not have the legal right to release this. Paramount still owned the releasing for Puppet Master, the franchise, on home video. So this came out, and Paramount was like, what are you doing? You have no legal right to do this without us. So they put a cease and desist on Charlie Band. I managed to get one of these before it was pulled. And I bought it completely out of just sheer luck. I had no idea this was pulled. I saw it on eBay, and I wanted it. And I got it. And then later on, I learned this was pulled right around the time I got it. So Charlie did not behave himself. Then we would have what I call the dark era of the Puppet Master franchise. So after this, Charlie would reach out and get distribution from a company called Echo Bridge. And they would release the Puppet Master films on DVD and whatnot. Now, I have subsequently given away a lot of the collections I had. You could get the Puppet Master collections from Echo Bridge in one DVD case, and it's got like all 9 films plus the Killjoys. It's ridiculous. It's like 3 movies a disc. I kept one of them. This is the dark era of the Puppet Master films. These look like somebody put a camera in front of a television and filmed it. They look terrible. They look awful. They sound disgusting. These are garbage, but they're very cheap. So, I mean, this is a way to own the Puppet Master films, but they're not the best releases you can get. I could promise you that. This is the dark era, man. This is the dark era for sure. Things would start to brighten up, though, soon. So, Charlie, after many years, around 2012, we would start to hear the rumblings of Puppet Master is coming to Blu-ray. Now, I was very excited, and he was also doing DVD. So, Charlie released the first Puppet Master film on Blu-ray, and he also released them on DVD as well. The very first remastered edition I ever got of Puppet Master was this, the DVD collection, the remastered collection. Now, this comes with Puppet Masters 1, 2, and 3 on, they're out of order, aren't they? 1, 2, and 3 on DVD, and they're completely remastered. They look and sound great. These are good releases. These are really good releases. This was the first way I watched Puppet Master, was the remastered DVDs, because I wasn't into Blu-ray just yet. This was 2012. But I was coming. I was like literally days away from getting into Blu-ray. And just for, the sake of the video, Charlie would release his newer Puppet Master films, the DVD of 2. This is Axis of Evil. And here's just a Puppet Master 5 DVD I'd just like to show. So this is very interesting. I want to show you guys this. Break time. I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. 88 films did the Puppet Master films. They did 1 through 5, I believe. I don't own any of these, and it's really quite a shame that I don't, because they did fantastic art for these. So I'll probably break down soon and get a couple. I know I'd probably want to get the first one for sure, but look at that. Good job, 88 films. Okay, so I want you guys to see this. This is the very first Puppet Master Blu-ray I ever bought. Ever. This is the one you would get now when you buy the movie online. Do you notice any differences? This is the original one. This is the one you get now. There's a lot more going on the original one. First of all, the case is those, snap cover. I really like these Blu-ray cases. They have the snap, and they open up. This is like day 1 Puppet Master Blu-ray release. Now, I think Charlie did he was outsourcing this release elsewhere from where he does it now. This is the standard release you get now. It's kind of like a cheaper looking Blu-ray case and things like that. Same disc and everything, but this is the day 1 release. He was pressing these somewhere else, I'm sure, and getting these manufactured. It even says digitally restored and remastered in 16:9 widescreen and 5.1 audio. So this was the day 1 Blu-ray release. I just found that interesting. And this is the other release, the standard Blu-ray release you'll get now. So I just think that this is a special one to me because this was day 1. I don't know if anybody happens to have that one. But, yeah, this one's really cool, man. Let's show you the box set. Charlie would soon do a Puppet Master Blu-ray collection of all the Puppet Master films. And I'll just show you a couple so you can get an idea of what they look like. Here's Puppet Master 2. And Puppet Master 5. Now, these are all remastered as well, obviously. And they look and sound, really good. Really good. It goes all the way up onto Puppet Master Axis Termination, which would be one of the last Puppet Master films, but they did a Blade movie, which was just really bad. I'm sorry, Charlie. It was not any good. Here's Retro Puppet Master. Not very good. And then Charlie would do this limited thing, and he did this with a couple movies. I should be able to stick that right there. Okay, so Charlie would do these cool retro VHS box-style releases for Puppet Master Collector's Edition. It would come with the Blade toy, which I have stashed somewhere in a box, but it would come in this really cool big VHS-style box. MVD Rewind Classics is the partner that did this with them. I thought this was really cool. And the Blu-ray has custom art on it, and I was like, oh my god, that is beautiful. So this is the classic first film, the special VHS big box edition of Puppet Master, and it's my favorite artwork on here. I love this artwork so much. I think it's fantastic. Let's see. Oh, and it comes with a Blu-ray and DVD, and it's the custom art for the releases. So this is great. So I have 3 releases, technically 4 because of the box set. 3 or 4 releases of Puppet Master. I have 4 releases of the first Puppet Master film on Blu-ray. I have a problem. And then, against all odds, I just thought this was worth noting. We got a classic new Puppet Master film with Puppet Master Littlest Reich. This was so good. This is produced by the people who did Bone Tomahawk, and they killed it. They did a good job with this, and Castle Freak. This is awesome. Puppet Master Littlest Reich is the best one since probably 3 or 4. It really is that good. So that is the history of Puppet Master on home video. A little bit of ups and downs with Charlie. Going from Paramount to Echo Bridge to just putting him out himself illegally till finally getting the rights back reverted to him to where he can release everything on his own. It's an interesting history, and whenever you got Charlie Band in the mix, it's always going to be a bumpy ride, but that's why we love Charlie. He can break the law, but we still love him. He's like a family member, I guess. He's like your uncle that you just keep praying for that he'll do better. But we love Charles, man. We love Puppet Master. I love Puppet Master. And I will continue. I pray that he'll do Puppet Master on 4K. It's a film I would love to have on 4K, so I hope he does that. But I want to say thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know which movie you would like to try to see a home video of. I know that Evil Dead 2 would be cool because I have a blood red Laserdisc of that. But you guys let me know what you want. Besides Nightmare on Elm Street, I know you're going to get Nightmare on Elm Street. If this is the last video before Christmas, I love you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Have a great one. My name's Christian Hannah Horror. Sub to the channel if you haven't. I love you. See you next time.